Welcome back to Perk Chops. Today we're going to be changing the bottom head of a snare and the snare wires. Okay, so the drum that we're going to be using today is the OCDP 14x6" maple wood snare. Now the core of the snare is made out of maple, but the outer ply is made out of ash wood, and it has a satin finish down to what they call the black burst finish. Now this drum is equipped with
Valerian steel.
Well, not quite, but it has a die cast hoop, which is good for strong attack and also tighter tunings. Okay, I've played with this drum once before in one of my videos. You can check that one out right here. It didn't sound too bad, but it didn't sound like I really wanted it to sound. So I'm taking this opportunity right now to just tweak it up a little bit, make it sound like, yeah, you know, because the snare is one of the things that you play more than any other drum. You're gonna be playing a lot of notes on the snare, so you want it to sound the best as you can sound. So that's what we're gonna try. Starting out, we have a batter head. It is the Remo Black X. That's what I have on the top. And currently I have some random snare head, bottom snare head that I took off another one of my snares on the bottom. Which brings me to my point. The head that I currently have on the bottom is too thick for the sound that I actually want. I'm not sure the actual millimeters of what this one is that I put on there, but it was giving me this timbale tom sound with the toms, with the tension tight and the strainer cranked up. It was giving me this weird sound, so I decided to go to my local drum store, Guitar Center, and purchase a Remo Hazy 14" bottom snare and a 42" a 42 Strand. I don't know why I went so large. I guess I was trying something. I got a 42 Strand snare wire, and I've never played with a 42 Strand wire ever on my snares, but we're about to see what it sounds like. All right, let's take a listen to what it sounds like currently. So I guess you like that one. Is that your favorite? That's what you like? Nah. Well, anyway, enough of this sound. It's time for the tuning. Let's go. As you can see, when I tighten up the bottom head, I use the quick tensioning method. I really don't count all of the turns until I get to a certain spot. In the beginning, I just press in the center of the drum and crank it until there is no creases, or there are no creases around the edges. You might still have a little bit of crease around the snare bed, and then you just tighten that up a little bit too. And that's where you should start with your snare sound. You can always tighten it up a little bit more or loosen a little bit more, but that's generally where I start. Okay, now I'm going to place the 42 Strand snare wire on the drum. Make sure when you're putting the snare wires on that you can line it up perfectly in the center with the same amount of space to the left and to the right. You don't want it to be pulled to one side because you might choke the snares. And it won't give you that full resonance that you need or that you may be looking for. Now, as you can see, I'm going back to the top head and seeing if I can crank it up a little bit more. The way that the snare head feels, it feels okay, but I feel like it's tuned a little bit lower than what I would like currently. So let's give that a couple of turns. So what do you think? Did you like the snare before I changed the wires and the bottom head? Did you like the snare after I changed them and used the moon gel? Or did you like it better when I had no moon gel? Whatever it is, drop me a comment. Let me know how you felt about it. Also, there is a link to the actual pieces that I used in the description. If you want to check that out, they'll be there for you. All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, play drums.